At long last, Dr. Henry Wu is finally here in toy form. Chris from Jurassic Outpost here, and today we are going to be doing a unboxing and sort of a review of the brand new Dr. Henry Wu Lab Tour Hammond collection set from Mattel. First of all, I want to do a little bit of a history lesson. Dr. Henry Wu has appeared in numerous Jurassic World films and properties. So you have the original Jurassic Park, you have Jurassic World, you have Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, you have Jurassic World Dominion, and then you have Jurassic World Camp Cretaceous. In spite of that, he has never actually gotten an action figure toy. In all of these years, I'm not just talking from Mattel, I'm talking Hasbro and Kenner as well. He's one of the most fan-demanded collectible figures for a very long time. Because of this, a lot of people have been anticipating a new Wu toy for years. For a fun fact, they've nearly made Dr. Wu before. Some people know this, some people don't, but in 2018 there was going to be a lab set that had Dr. Henry Wu and some lab tools, but Dr. Henry Wu was dropped from the SKU, and then it was going to be Owen and a Stygimoloch as part of the Destructosaurs lineup. That set with Owen Grady in the Stygimoloch that originally was going to have Dr. Wu just never got released. I am sure he's nearly happened other times as well, but finally, it's actually happened. We have the Dr. Wu item in hand. It just went up on sale on Mattel Creations, and their shipping is phenomenally fast. Mattel Creations is a great platform to order from. I think that's enough of a history lesson. Let's start digging into this toy set. The packaging itself is like so, with the lab doors on the outside. It came inside of this Jurassic Park shipper box, which you can see the Jurassic Park logo on this side, and then the Jurassic Park 30th anniversary logo on this side. And then you have the general little this and that's on all the other sides. Really sleek, streamlined packaging, really nice. The one thing that's really interesting about the case packaging and the core toy packaging, which is also a display, is it actually doesn't have a Hammond collection logo. In spite of that, this is part of the Hammond collection. It says so on Mattel Creations. I just thought that was interesting that it does not showcase the Hammond collection logo. That's probably because it's a direct-to-consumer item and isn't going to retailers, so they don't need the logo. That said, because it's part of the line, I think I would have liked to see that logo somewhere on the packaging. It doesn't take away from my opinion of the set at all, but I think it would have been cool to have the Hammond collection logo just for the people that display things in boxes. Because the toy lines are separated into different segments, to me that just makes sense to call it out on the packaging. So the packaging, you have the lab doors here. When you flip it around, you have that Jurassic Park logo that you see in the first film, the stone facade logo, that hasn't been used on a lot of merchandise. The only other toys that use this style logo was the 2009 and 2013 Hasbro toys, particularly the fan favorite Dino Showdowns, which had the Pachyrhinosaurus and Allosaurus, and then the unreleased Carnotaurus and Stegosaurus, among a bunch of others. You can see that we have some writing about the lab tour itself on the back. Then you swing it open, like so. You open the doors, and you have the items inside of the packaging here. While the display itself is great as it is right now, what we need to do is pop out this plastic so we can actually display it properly. Right away, we have the soundboard in here. So the soundboard itself is button activated, and it also has lights. It pops out really nicely. It just slides on out, like so. We now have this open, and we have this open. Right away, something that's really cool about this set, not only has Dr. Wu never had a Coraline action figure, Mr. DNA has also not had a Coraline action figure. And this is finally the first time that they've done a Mr. DNA toy. You have this really cool clear plastic, soft sort of rubber type of feeling. Mr. DNA, bringing Mr. DNA to life in a really, really cool way. I think it looks a lot better in person than I even thought. The pictures look nice, but this certainly looks a little bit better than I even thought. Okay, you have Dr. Wu. He's got a clipboard in hand. He's got a pencil accessory, 2 interchangeable hands for his different hands, and then a baby raptor. So let's just pop Dr. Wu out. We're going to pop out the little baby raptor. This looks like it's the same baby raptor that came in the John Hammond set. So with Dr. Wu, you have a really nice likeness of B.D. Wong, the actor, who plays Dr. Wu. And this is a really good looking toy. There's a lot of, for it just being like a white lab coat figure, there's a lot of variation within the color that gives it a very natural look. It doesn't look dirty, but it looks not just a matte white. It has a little bit of complexity that gives it that lifelike fabric look. His head sculpt is really good, the face paint is really good, and then on him you have his little name tag, which again showcases a lot of detail. You can even see his face there. And then the clipboard, which has the writing on it from Jurassic Park. And if we pull out the pencil, we can have our proper Henry Wu with his clipboard. The clipboard is molded into this hand, but don't let that detract you because, again, there's replaceable hands. If you want a version of him without a clipboard in his hand, you can just use that hand. I'm going to leave the clipboard in, honestly, because I think it's just the better way to display this figure. It's a really creative way to do this toy. It makes a lot of sense. This is a great way to bring Dr. Henry Wu from Jurassic Park to life. Here you can see them in their diorama display. You don't need to display them like this if you don't want to, but I think it's fantastic because of the lights and sounds. There are 4 different phrases. Each time you press the button, the lights light up and flicker, and then Dr. Henry Wu will say something, and then Mr. DNA will say something. So let's cycle through those.
It's a velociraptor. And now, we can make a baby dinosaur. There's no unauthorized breeding in Jurassic Park. Just 1 drop of your blood contains billions of strands of DNA. Perfect timing. A DNA strand like me is a blueprint for building a living thing. It's really not that difficult. Bingo. Dino DNA.
Honestly, the Dr. Henry Wu set from Mattel Creations is a fantastic addition to the Hammond collection. I'm really happy that they made it. I think it looks great, and it's been something that I know that I've been waiting for a long time, alongside a lot of other fans. Now, this is not the first set that has debuted on Mattel Creations. There has been the injured Ian Malcolm set, which he's laying down with his shirt open and it has the lights and sounds. Everyone knows that one. There's been the Steven Spielberg directing the film set with the Dilophosaurus, which is, again, another fantastic one. I'm really happy with what Mattel Creations has done here. It's got a lot of great play and display features with a lot of articulation, so you can display it however you like, and you can do a lot of great photography. It's a really good way to recreate your own Jurassic Park at home, and I think fans are going to be really happy with this item in hand. I know that I am. Dr. Wu himself looks fantastic, the likeness is great, the quality is good. Mr. DNA also looks good. The accessories, like the clipboard, have a lot of detail, same with the name tag, and the additional hands are really welcome. And I really do like the way they handled the clipboard. I think that that's a great solution so it's not always falling out. I think the overall package is great. I love the art and I love the internal design of it. The one caveat I have is because it's cardboard, it means that sometimes with a little bit of warping, it's going to be difficult for the figure like Dr. Wu to stand evenly. That's especially difficult when you're pressing the button, and sometimes it wobbles the package and it might cause Dr. Wu to fall over. So I think a great solution here would have been to have a peg, like a plastic peg through the floor to socket into Wu's foot, just to give him a really firm display inside of this stand, especially because you're meant to display it this way. Given you don't have to, but it's meant to be a display package. I think that would be a great way to firmly support it, because it just isn't quite as reliable as like an even solid surface that you would normally place these items on. The other thing is the raptor egg itself is round, okay? So the top of the pedestal is also cardboard and it's flat. It doesn't have a socket for the egg to sit in, so you cannot place the egg sitting upright without the actual display plastic that it's packaged within. Most people are going to pull that plastic out, and that doesn't give a really good way to display it. So it would have been great if there was an indentation at the top of the pedestal for the egg to sit in. I think that these little caveats are not necessarily huge detractors, but I think they're something that if they do future sets like this, it's important for them to find a way for the display to actually display the way they mean it to be, when it's not just within the packaging with the constraints of the packaging applied. So I think I love the display that they've done. I love the packaging. I just think that they could have gone further in ensuring that the items sit within the packaging in a reliable way. The Dr. Henry Wu Lab set retails at $30 and is available as of recording this video on MattelCreations.com still. Now, given these are limited edition sets, they're only available on Mattel Creations. They won't be available in stores, and they oftentimes sell out very quickly, like the Steven Spielberg set. So if this is something that you want to add to your collection, I recommend picking it up now, because if you wait, you're probably going to have to spend secondhand market prices, and that can get really, really pricey. And like I said, it's shipping very quickly, so I got mine within about 2 days of ordering, and I imagine for most people they will have a similar experience. So again, I highly recommend this item. I'm really happy with it. I think the packaging display looks fantastic, but it could have had some better quality of life features to ensure the display and standing of the items a little bit better. Otherwise, I cannot wait to see what else Mattel Creations has coming for the Hammond collection in the future. I hope we get more sets like this, and I hope that they really dig into the Jurassic Park franchise in new and exciting ways. This is a great way to set off kind of, it's the end of the year, but this is sort of the beginning of the 2024 season. We're starting to see the brand new Jurassic World Epic Evolution toys come in hand. You can see some of them over my shoulder over here. I've got one here. These are part of the new 2024 lineup. Quite a few of them are in stores and online now. There's a lot more to come. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more from Mattel Creations, Hammond Collection, Epic Evolution, Jurassic World Legacy Collection, and even Jurassic World Chaos Theory as the year goes on. So be sure to stay tuned to Jurassic Outpost. We're going to have a lot more content coming, and let us know if you want more videos that do the hands-on unboxing like this. Stay tuned, I'm sure we've got a lot more coming, and thanks for watching.